Starting the stream.
I will tell you, it will not be a super late night tonight.
Agreed.
Okay, super late night. Got it.
You'll be playing with one.
I would say, maybe not. It's totally up to Brian whether or not he stays or not.
So, okay, last game basically.
Way out. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Last game we had a giant barroom brawl, and the ferry went off to find some way to make an alliance or help the Candle Harbor troops enter the city.
Fixing up the ferry, bastard.
The ferry, and opted to, and they said basically open a hole in the wall, so you can get in.
I'm not sure which one's worse, Dixie or Fair.
By the way, welcome to Dark Glass Gaming on the YouTube channel. We're now live.
Well, if you're going to call me anything, at least call me what I am. Or?
10-cent prostitute?
Meant racially.
Why?
We're kind of related, aren't we?
Okay, so let's see. Oh gosh, she found her food. Okay, that's okay. Let's see. Remember right? You guys kind of retired to the tavern with plans to try to come up with something to devastate the walls. Last game.
I know we were going to meet back at the alley, but we just kind of flash forward that we met and now we're going someplace to make plans.
It just happened. Okay, there you go. You're now in the alleyway. You've met.
Now we've gone to a tavern to make plans. Okay. Making plans. What are our plans?
Which tavern are we at?
The kinky lady.
Different one.
As long as it's not the one that we caused all the ruckus in.
No, they won't let you back in.
You guys caused all the ruckus. I did nothing.
He caused all the ruckus. Nobody saw me.
Also, the remains of throughout the city, there's fires that were being put out as well, because someone happened to blow up a grain elevator, if I remember correctly, last game.
Again, it was him. Nobody saw me.
Okay.
No one saw me at the grain elevator.
Well, when they saw something fly away from the grain elevator,
They still didn't.
okay. Now if I blow up.
I would say grain, but
Can't use that pipe.
Well, I will point out that the
What?
where's their pictures of?
Yeah. They have cannons. In my flight around town, did they have cannons?
they had cannons.
So technically that means somewhere they've got a
Stockpile.
they've got gunpowder, a powder room. We gotta figure out where that's at.
They have several powder rooms. The ladies love them.
Gunpowder room.
Oh, okay.
And this little pixie loves the gunpowder.
Oh, yeah. Close to cannons.
Smaller stockpiles. So if anything, they've got at least a central. No, if they got smaller stockpiles, at regular spaced intervals in the walls. That would be quite helpful.
What are you saying is going to be most helpful?
If the powder stockpiles
Mm-hmm.
were nicely spaced throughout the walls of the city.
It'll be helpful to you. The soldiers, they don't quite agree with that idea, and they kind of frown on fires potentially blowing down their walls.
Yeah, but cannons are on the walls. They have to have
Yes,
they have
they do
small.
have some small amounts. Yes, that is true.
Saying, if they have some small amounts regularly spaced through the wall, that we could like chain reaction somehow. That
Alright,
would
it's going to be like a Looney Tune cartoon. We're going to be walking from one to the other with a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
Two spiders one, two spiders.
so you've kind of witnessed over the day, you know, because Charlie, last time you did a lot of reconnaissance. You and I believe Mike did, where he kind of ran around the city trying to find things and see what's going on. You notice that there was an individual with a device on his back that was carrying the cannon powder. And he was running from cannons to, each cannon had one that had a little distributor that had GG Industries on it.
good. That means we have to do even less to make them go up. I was worried that that might actually be like fairly well made and really difficult to set off.
Well, they're really well made. They're just experimental.
Which is my point. They tend to be quite unstable, very similar to their creator.
Hey, Googleberry hasn't blown up anything to date.
What's your definition of
this-
blow up?
In this adventure,
He is sweet, innocent, and is quite reliable too.
I'm going to tail one of the powder guys to see where he goes. So like where's the stockpile? Where's the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just to figure out where they're keeping everything.
Okay, I assume you're doing so invisible.
Very much so.
Okay, so you flit over the city. I think we're about mid-afternoon last
Right.
game.
Yeah, it was during the day sometime.
Okay, to everybody who's watching these in consecutive order, if our time's off, forgive us. It's been a couple weeks since we played. You manage to flit around and you find a powder keg carrier, a charge carrier, walking back, and he keeps walking through what seems like a maze of just city buildings. Just kind of like walking in one building, out another, in another, out another one.
Okay?
And they've identified about 5 different buildings that he's gone into that were relatively well protected. As soon as he went in, the door slammed shut, and then he walked out. No real difference to the keg device on his back.
Okay?
And then he returned to the front lines.
So in one of those buildings, something's getting refilled. Okay.
Correct.
But there is not an easy way to get in and out of these buildings.
Now, it's pretty much each building that they have has a one-way exit, entrance and exit to them, and each one is basically a storage building of some sort, with a small door that's easily accessible to haul things in and out of, but easily defensible as well.
And I kind of squeeze into. If I stay fairly close, if I get in.
Not really, even though you're small. The powder keg device takes up quite a bit of space in its own right. Plus, there's a big burly guard that rather closely guards each building.
Even invisible? Like if I walk really like.
You're ethereal.
I was just thinking, like, if I waited for one of the guys to go in and invisibly just, like, followed really close behind him as he went to the door.
I would say that, judging from what you've seen, they're very quick about opening and shutting the doors. You may get slammed into as you try to enter the room, if even invisible trying to sneak in.
Likely,
There's no.
one piece of the component.
Possibly, I just, until we get in there, we can't see which one to be what we need, right?
They may not have the big stuff in it, and it takes you through that body on his back.
Could be. There's no windows. There's no.
Each one of the rooms is basically a varying size of solid brick building. Or stonework building, that is.
And there's a guard, obviously.
We have somebody that can shake stuff.
Yeah, but we don't right now.
I know.
Meantime, he's traveling the city. What are you two doing?
Geez. We're in a bar. I wonder what.
Yeah, I wonder what you're doing. Yes. It depends. How long does the thief let you have peace in the bar?
Depends what's going on in the bar.
We'll call them. We'll call the bar the Surly Maiden, and within the bar, they have a bard that's singing some quite interesting music, and he seems to be quite interesting in that he's a rather skeletal-looking kobold named Deacon. Deacon the Great, they call him.
Like what happened last time this happened, right?
Dum dum dum.
And at least Jay-Z's here not to, like, go all Avatar and put nutsack, holes in the roofs of buildings.
There's even a small table set up to the side with Deacon's greatest hits, and it's a small magical music box that he's selling for 100 gold for any patron who buy him. While that's exorbitant for anybody to purchase, in selling one, he knows he can live for a long time on just the sale of a single device. That's quite novel in this day and age.
but Jay-Z's not here right now.
I'm sitting here wondering how many other bars are there in this town.
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember this stuff.
Weirdly, Deacon is playing in every one of them.
Deacon is everywhere. He is really your god.
This is not real life. This is hell.
That's right.
42 on my hide.
Okay. So the thief, Brian, you kind of notice the thief runs off, and as you lift your mug, you see him kind of hiding behind a chair. And by the time you drop your mug, he's disappeared. Which is nothing new to you, of course. Although you know that trouble is soon to follow.
Yeah.
What's really weird is you go like this, and he disappears, and you come down, and I'm sitting right there next to you. What up?
Prepare for trouble.
Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not invisible.
This way.
You see, as I'll say maybe a couple hours have passed if we're waiting for that point to where Charlie's actually there to be able to do so. Deacon peers over his instrument, which he's barely got his head over anyways. You see kind of an arm reaching over, strumming the notes as he's playing the notes on the other hand. Yes.
A fairy? Let me sing you a song from your land.
He starts singing in perfect Fae.
Woo!
I'm not drunk.
Not drunk enough. More drink. Not drunk.
For those of you on YouTube who are watching, previous story, Deacon was in another city they found. That was that when the party attacked him, he ended up turning into a undead golem, or undead god, essentially. And he and Tyrenius, the god of fire, had an epic battle throughout the city, burning most of it down.
Yes, the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger episode.
Okay.
Basically.
Natural 20
That's true.
on my attack with a 19 to confirm plus where is it? On the page.
This should be so interesting.
I should probably take a minute to tell you that he's immune to critical hits.
Naturally.
Expecting to make this easy, you know?
And as you get closer to him, there's the reek of death and things is only barely held back by a few lamps near him, which are lit, burning incense.
This day was very stealthy.
Yeah, I did.
I'm pretty sure he's undead at this point.
Okay. $28 points of damage.
28.
Yeah. Sneak attack.
He's undead. He's immune.
Son of a bitch.
I said you didn't expect me.
And you can't crit, you can't sneak attack.
Okay. Well, in that case, instead of that, I'm using a I'm leaving the bar and fireballing it.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of realize as you're sneaking up behind him and you're get your arms up, shaking a little bit with anger, you realize that bits of flesh have left some of his body, and he is actually quite dead. And you realize you can't sneak attack him, so you belay your attack and exit the building. Do you do so in such a way that your friends can see you? Is the question.
My friends know that to leave.
Okay.
I know you were having a nice drink,
Finish
but
my beer, I guess.
I just paired.
With a mighty swig,
I mean, literally, like right in front of you. I just go.
the female orc barbarian sets her beer down and goes, "Well, time to go."
Okay.
I assume, Charlie, you also follow suit.
I sashay out.
Immediately. I only have to wait. I only have to wait to drink my beer.
I sashay out of the bar.
The orc sachets.
That's what we. I've ever heard of something called Hong Kong Action Theater. We call it HCAT. It's a role-playing game where you assume the personas of actors, and you're shooting a Hong Kong action movie. So you can do stuff like if you fail, you go cut, retake.
That's funny.
So the adventure basically is whatever movie you're shooting. And my character was a woman, and I put on the character sheet that she looked like Ayajima, Japanese porn star.
Uh-huh.
And there was another character that was also doing that. So it's always like, okay, walk down to sachet, sachet, sachet. It's like, one bar, sachet, sachet.
Where you go?
Okay, so you exit.
Finding another bar.
Yeah, we ended up like having to basically just try a bunch of
Yeah.
Preparing to fireball the bar.
Fireball inside the right on top of Deacon.
Well, you
As
you fireball through the door, and you definitely will hit Deacon. There's not much room in the bar for anybody to move because that fireballs will cover everything.
yeah. But I want it centered on Deacon.
You would have to be in the bar to get
Oh.
a clear line of sight to him.
Okay. Well, as close to him without me being inside.
Okay.
Fireball, dude.
Yep.
It's gonna literally fill up the entire thing. You are now mass murder.
I'm okay with that.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. Like, if you didn't have that before now, you got it now.
That's two.
So,
City.
so Charlie, you realize that this. Sorry, what?
Is this city big enough that there's a possibility of a third bar?
There's a possibility. We'll have to see. They may start shutting doors, or shuttering doors to outsiders.
Bars, it's like, people are coming, close the doors.
We'll serve you alcohol on the outside.
We'll go to patio cafes.
Anyway, Fireball does
I don't think we serve beer.
25 points of damage.
As you see the orb of fire flying in from your fireball, passes through the door, and starts to flicker and dissipate as it turns purplish in hue. And you hear the song end, and you hear triumphant,
Doom, doom, doom!
I'll start
Okay.
walking down the street looking for a new bar.
Lord Tyranius, we got that pesky beacon over here again.
in the back of your head, you hear thundering. That's not Deacon. Not the one who is known as Deacon anyways. That's a husk infused with Giza.
I figured as much.
Okay. My character knows nothing about any of this. You're on your own.
Matter of fact, you hear the thief talking to the air as if it's his friend.
Not so sure I trust you.
How should we handle this? Great Lord Tyranius.
I just say, who the hell are you talking to?
Well, the first dog, you should probably stop talking to yourself.
Oh, you don't know the Great Lord Tyranius?
As Tyrannus, as you're walking by and chatting, having this conversation with the Tyrannus, you see several of the people who have been brave enough to venture outside in this war-torn city. Look at you as if you're crazy.
I'm flying, but nobody can see me. So
Tyrannus,
I'm hovering above you guys. This is boy.
You like fly?
Tyrannus says, "I would be careful. There may be a cult in the city that that worships him. If Giza's presence is this strong here, because he snuffed out my fire, which I granted you."
Right. Are you done talking to yourself?
Responding in my head this time.
No. Okay.
It says, it may be worth seeking out a place where the dead are welcome and eliminating the threat there first.
Okay. Find a crypt.
Why? Is that scary?
Exactly. And their presence is extremely strong here.
Seems like a good idea. Another good reason to help get the candelabra with these guys in here.
Tyrannus does say in the back of your head, if the dead are prevalent when are prevalent in the event that Giza chooses to take control of the city, he may have an army that's even more broadened than before if he's not weakened before you do your other tasks.
We may want to get them weak before.
I'm
Okay, so
Did
scouting for a cemetery.
I say, did I happen to see something like that when I was basically casing the whole joint?
Relatively close to one of these potential storehouses, you did see that there was a rather large crypt where you could assume most of the city's dead would be buried
I know where we can go.
or prepared.
They follow me.
It now strikes you that even though while you're passing it, it kind of just seemed eerie and creepy because places of dead are normally eerie and creepy like that. This one seemed especially eerie and creepy.
I go, follow me. And as I start to take off, I disappear. After about 30 or 40 feet, stop. Hop back into view. And I go, oh yeah, forgot I can't do that. Follow me this way. And then I keep going.
Well, or at least I did.
Depends on I have to change direction now because I was already walking.
You were walking. I will assume that the thief was following you to some extent because he had no place better to go.
Yeah, pretty much.
You heard this invisible voice say, "Follow me," and then you see the fairy several feet off, or the pixie several feet off, visible again, kind of waving you guys towards her.
Hey, whatever.
Feel very much a hurt.
Well, I haven't really seen you that much, so I can't tell.
Easy job.
You haven't properly examined the body.
I'm hella pro.
Okay, after about 10 minutes of travel, just kind of walking through the city, following the ferry, you do arrive at what seems to be a rather large house dedicated to the dedicated to the preparation and burying of the dead. There are several grounds tenders, of course, making sure the grass is well watered and the bushes look proper.
It's kind of odd for a diva.
And there's a garden, we'll say about 100 foot to 100 foot and back 100 foot before you reach the mausoleum, where you see that has various shrubberies and things like that. On kind of a few moments of just speculation, go ahead and roll a spot check for me. Anybody who would like to.
$30.
28.
I didn't botch.
You did botch. So the barbarian is going, I could really use a beer right now.
Yeah.
You two kind of notice that the groundskeepers, and much to your anger and hatred, Charlie, because of course the Fae hate undead, hate evil. Kind of notice that none of the groundskeepers are really actually doing anything at all. They're just looking like it. The groundskeeper who is tending to the trees is shearing just a few inches away in virtually the same spot as it makes small steps in a cylinder around this tree. There's about 30 groundskeepers there, which is also odd because the mausoleum probably could not handle that much labor force. Let's see, and let me see if I can get some skeletons on here for you guys. Maybe I made myself a shortcut. Did I? Well, there's some Sturges. You want me to put some Sturges on the field, guys?
Whatever works. I don't have it up, by the way. With my internet the way it's been acting, I don't want to add another thing.
You're fine. I was doing it primarily for the people who are
Oh, okay.
maybe watching or following the story, or maybe following the story in the future. So,
Cool.
also it helps me track combat because I can just simply notate it. Components RPG kit. Let's see. Living Dead.
W stuff. This is what gave me special powers. Concentrating fire.
Yeah.
Okay, littered with gravestones, the cemetery is quite an interesting place, on which you see several of these undead beasts flowing about. Their skeletal features are just barely covered. Originally they looked gaunt. Now it appears that it's actually just well-preserved flesh of dead creatures. Let's see. There we go. The gates are right in front of you. Just unlocked.
Yeah.
Well, you do have it up. Oh, you're watching the. You're watching the actual
Yeah,
feed.
the stream.
That's
I just
hilarious.
don't have the sound on.
Okay, good, because that was. I hate that it's annoying as hell to hear yourself 30 seconds later.
See, so we got Klaus. I didn't change your name, Brian. I need to change Charlie's character too.
I was just saying, you got the same figure for Charlie. I was like, that fairy looks awfully big. Swing that morning star around.
All of a sudden, a massive ogre appears where the fairy was. Oh. Actually, I have permanent image. I could do it. I could turn invisible and then basically create a permanent image of an ogre that.
There we go.
Yeah, shrink him down.
It's the same model. You just made me smaller.
Pretty much.
You're actually the thief model.
Fighter. Just shrunk you down.
You're the thief model. You're a little bit smaller than Mike, is what I made you. And I see your Jinx is your character's name. So one moment here.
You're what?
3'1".
3'1".
You're what, 2 foot?
2'6".
Yeah, so it's smaller than me.
2.5 feet. How much you weigh?
35.
16.
Half fine.
How old are you?
A lot younger than you.
I'm a spry youngin at only 80 years old.
50 years old.
All right, so
Mentally speaking, though, I'm still your age. Pixies last a long time.
here we go.
Woo!
So I've got it updated, Brian. It's pretty much what you see there. You can imagine back in the very back is a doorway to the mausoleum.
Okay. All these skeletons to go through. Finally, some fighting.
At this point, the two of us are basically just going to back you up till you get there, because the two of us could just bypass these guys if we really wanted to.
Knowledge dungeoneering.
They are kind of spread out.
21 just to make sure there are skeletons and not zombies or whatever.
Or zombies and not skeletons.
There's skeletons, and you kind of gather that in their skeleton form, that basically all that's happened is someone's gone through there and. Do I not have skeletons listed on here?
There's skeletons in human clothing.
I just wanted to make sure.
Skeletons in human clothing with preserved flesh over their faces to make them appear standardized.
Yeah, they look so much better now. They just look like zombies.
Yeah.
Oh, this is weird. I know I had a skeleton card, but I no longer have a skeleton card, so. Alright. So are you guys going to try to combat them, or what are you doing?
Yeah,
We're backing them up.
I am.
I'm assuming that we're backing up the person who's going to be combating them, mostly because we don't have much of a choice.
Oh, we do.
True, we could just leave you, but I feel like that's probably a bad idea. At this
Yeah,
point.
we kind of need him.
I don't care. I'm not
Need
paying
her.
attention to you guys.
It's okay. We can't.
I can't see you.
You guys can't see us, so it's okay.
He's probably hiding and you're invisible again. So it's like,
Oh yeah, I'm very much invisible again.
Amazingly, I opened up my book, and almost as if by magic, and I know it's too small for you guys to see, but I opened up to the page with the skeleton on it.